Hey everybody, my name is Eric, and just in time for warmer weather, today we're going to be making what is quite possibly the most refreshing drink ever. It's sweet, it's sour, it's salty, it's exotic. And this recipe, originating with the Huichol Indians of Mexico, dates back at least 5,000 years, some say even longer. So sit back, relax, and enjoy today's episode as we make the ancient drink, Tejuino. To get started, we need to make a lime sorbet, or as they would say in Mexico, nieve de limón. So we're going to begin by zesting a few limes. This ingredient was most likely not part of the original recipe, as tejuino started off as an alcoholic drink used in ceremony. But today's version is going to be perfect for the entire family. So in a small pot, add a little bit of water, your lime zest, and some sugar, and on a medium heat, stir until your sugar dissolves. I'm using turbinado sugar for this recipe because I like the way that it accents the tejuino, but you could use refined white sugar as well, and it's actually going to make your nieve de limón come out snow white. Once your sugar is dissolved, add all of that mixture to another bowl with water in it, and go ahead and place that in the freezer so that it can start cooling. The last ingredient in this lime sorbet is to juice some limes, and we're looking for roughly about a cup of lime juice. Take your lime juice and add it to the sugar water mixture that we made earlier. And our sorbet is actually finished. At this stage, I was going to pour all this into an ice cream maker, but I realized not everybody has an ice cream maker. So I'm going to show you how to make this without an ice cream maker. Take that liquid and put it into your freezer. After about an hour, take it out of the freezer and with a whisk or a spoon, gently break up the areas that you see are starting to ice over. Normally it's going to be around the edges and around the top. Once you have all the ice broken up and away from the edges, you're going to place this back into your freezer, and you're going to repeat this process every hour until all the liquid in your bowl has been formed into a soft ice. This is what our nieve de limon should look like. There's no standing liquid. All of it's been formed into a very soft, easy to work with ice, and we're just going to smooth this out. At this point, our lime sorbet is finished. We're going to place this into our freezer overnight so that it can firm up and set. And now that that's finished, let's make our drink. Our first ingredient is corn flour, and we're using maseca. This particular maseca is nixtamalizada, which means that the corn was cooked in lime, and we can get into the benefits of that later. But what we need to do is create a dough that's similar to the dough you would use to make corn tortillas. Now, if you happen to live next to a Mexican grocery store or a Mexican market, you might be able to go and ask for masa de tortilla, and you'll already be able to get this pre-made, which is probably the easiest way to do it. But if you don't, like me, you have to make it yourself. So we're just going to slowly add water to our masa until our masa forms a dough ball. We don't want the dough ball to be too wet, so just add water in small increments and make sure you incorporate that water real well. Your dough will be ready when you can form a smooth ball and it holds together well, but at the same time, when you tear it open, it doesn't crumble. You should be able to tear off pieces just like that. And that's exactly what we're looking for. And now that our dough is made, let's look at the next ingredient, which is piloncillo. This is like a Mexican brown sugar or unrefined cane sugar. If you can't get piloncillo, you can always use dark brown sugar for this recipe. And on a medium heat with a little bit of water, we're going to go ahead and dissolve it. While that's dissolving, we need to weigh out our already pre-made masa. Be sure to check out the description box below for a printable version of this recipe. So take your masa that you just weighed, place it all in your blender with about a quart of water, and we're just going to blend this on high. Once it's blended, add your masa liquid to your brown sugar water and stir continuously. Our heat is on about a medium to a medium high, and we don't want to let it stick or burn to the bottom. So you do want to stir pretty frequently. And you're going to notice during this particular cooking process that the masa liquid that you just added is going to thicken up your sugar water. And that's exactly what you're looking for. So we're going to cook this and continue to stir pretty consistently until our liquid begins to resemble that of bubbling lava. Your mixture would have thickened up greatly. It's going to stick to the sides of your pot and your spatula, and that's exactly what we're looking for. So once you get to that stage, go ahead and turn it off and squeeze a few fresh limes into your mixture. Give it a stir, and your tejuino base is officially finished. So now we need to let it cool. Pour your mixture into a non-reactive container. And once you have it in there completely, just make sure your container is large enough. What I like to do is place a bamboo mat over my warm mixture with a cheesecloth directly on top of that, which is going to keep any critters away. But however you want to cool your mixture down is fine. At this point, it's going to sit on my counter until it cools just a little bit, and you're going to notice that once it cools, it's actually going to form a layer on top, much like a pudding does in the refrigerator. So once that layer's been formed, I can now take my cheesecloth, put it directly over my mixture, and then put the bamboo mat directly on top of it to keep everything in place. This is an important step because we're going to be fermenting our mixture. We're going to take it and put it in a cool, dark area for 2 to 3 days to ferment. And that's it. This is our mixture after 2 to 3 days of fermenting. It is now loaded with gut-friendly natural probiotics. If you tasted this mix before it was fermented and you taste it now, you'll notice an entirely new complexity to this mixture. It's like a whole nother dimension of flavor has been added. Okay, now that all of our elements are put together, let's make this drink. We're going to take our fermented mixture and we need to thin it out a little bit. So we're going to put that mixture in our blender and add a little bit of water. This is going to get it to the right consistency. As soon as it's been blended well, go ahead and pour that into your serving pot and add plenty of ice. That ice is also going to thin out your mixture a little bit. So don't worry if it seems too thick. Trust me, by the time you drink it, it's going to be perfect. Our tejuino is now ready. Let me show you how to drink it. Fill a 32-ounce cup halfway with ice. This is going to be our mixing cup. Next, take a little bit of kosher salt. How much you add is completely up to you. I like to add a little more than a half a teaspoon for every 32 ounces that I'm making. Next, we're going to go ahead and squeeze in some fresh limes. 4 to be exact. Once you have your lime juice squeezed in there, fill your cup up with your tejuino mixture and mix it well. As a bonus, we're going to be adding the seasoning tahin to the rim of the glass. This is not necessary, and trust me, if you choose to omit it, you won't miss it. This drink is delicious without it, but this gives it such a nice chili element, and our drink is now finished. We're going to pour our mixed tejuino into our serving cups with a little bit of ice, and how can I describe tejuino? It's sweet, it's salty, it's a little sour, loaded with gut-friendly probiotics, incredibly delicious. Think of it like the most incredible electrolyte drink you've ever had. Perfect for any occasion. We're going to finish this drink off by scraping some of that nieve de limon. This stuff is great by itself, but we're going to top off our tejuino, and it's going to be mind-bogglingly good. This is what our finished drink looks like. I think it's time to enjoy the tejuino. That is so good. It took a little bit of time to make, but most good things do. Thanks for watching this video, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. For those of you who are new, we'd like to say welcome. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. We post new videos each week. We'll see you in the next one.